You ready?
Welcome to Between Two Cheeks with Brooke Kennedy. Brooke, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brooke Kennedy. I am a master esthetician, also trained in oncology aesthetics. I specialize in Brazilian sugaring, and I own Sweet Bee Hair and Skin Lounge here in Issaquah, Washington.
Yes, she does. I am Stacy Heller. I am Brazilian curious. I'm also a Sweet Bee client. I am also a podcast producer and the owner of Stacy Connects. And this is a thing that's happening now.
And I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. So let's explain how this came to be. Because, this is Sweet Bee. So it's all about being, right?
Absolutely. Tell them how we met.
Okay. So we are in a networking group together. And I decided to create and produce a podcast for that networking group. B&I, Plateau Partners, shout out. And we did Brooke's episode, and one of the things that was consistent is the questions at the beginning of the episode. And one of the questions is about FAQs, and I asked Brooke these questions, and we just went there immediately. Do you remember what the FAQ was? How long should your hair be? For a Brazilian?
You asked me a lot of questions.
I asked you a lot of questions, but the one that got the most traction, dare I say traction, see, here we go, is the one about how long your hair should be before you get a Brazilian.
And which is 2 weeks worth of growth, or I said about the size of a grain of rice.
Or an eighth of an inch, to which quarter of an inch, sorry, to which I really wondered, so in determining that, do you straighten out your hair because pubic hair is curly?
For some.
See, I did not know that. I assumed. Or do you grab it at the root and determine the length at that point? So there's a lot I don't know. So I'm basically representing all of those people that know nothing. And Brooke is representing all the people that know something. So
I love my job.
It's amazing. So it just seemed like this was a very necessary thing to talk about.
Absolutely.
And something that is really fun. We're going to talk a little bit more about the whys, but I think you need to explain how Sweet Bee came to be. You started out obviously as a student, but then moving into a really small space, and now you have this gorgeous space. So let's talk about that.
So I actually made a career change later in life. I was a server through college. I attended University of Washington and studied molecular cell biology, was thinking I would be a doctor, didn't obviously go that route. But afterwards, I got into business development and estimating and the electrical industry. I'm actually a licensed electrical administrator for the state of Washington.
Seriously?
I am. And I'm still vice president electrical administrator for a woman-owned business, an industrial electrical company in Seattle. Anyway, side note.
Wait.
So I have seen an esthetician for many, many years, and she sugared. And I asked her a million questions. I was one of those inquisitive clients. So I was like, tell me about this. And it was always very intriguing. So the fact that you can work with people, which I love, from the food and beverage industry, from bartending and serving and cocktailing, and then the science behind trichology, which is the study of hair growth.
Trichology?
Trichology. Mm-hmm. As well as skin science and cosmetic chemistry and all of that. I was like, I think I'm destined to become an esthetician. So I started researching schools, and I chose the Euro Institute of Skincare in Renton. Okay. And it honestly is the best. It has a comprehensive program. It's holistic. They actually cover clinical as well, but they offered sugaring in their program, which was rare. So I knew that I wanted to come out offering sugaring services because I love it so much, which is an ancient Egyptian method of hair removal.
I read about that. I actually did some research for this, and I learned that, and we were talking about the fact that Cleopatra knew where it was at.
Oh yeah.
And all the different things that she did. I think it's fascinating that you combined your love of science, and then I think about the electrical thing and that the technical tactile. You've blended these two things perfectly into a passion and a business.
And then I'm really fortunate because when I was at the Euro Institute, My husband, Justin, who you'll meet later, but
we'll all meet later.
He was going to see Troy at Markel's hair company. And so they were pushing me. They're like, you can do it, you can do it. And I was like, oh, it's such a big career change. And I love having my salary and my benefits and 401k. And they're like, just go and do it. So they actually saved the storage closet for me, held it while I was going to school. So I felt pretty confident knowing that when I graduated, I would be in the 7.5 by 8.5 cozy little space.
Very cozy.
Back then was called Bliss by Brooke Skincare. And then I was there for almost 5 years total, but that's including the build out and everything here. But I was fortunate just to be so busy and have a wonderful business, but I was starting to lose clients because I couldn't get them in and I was running a long wait list. So all great things.
Awesome problems.
Yes. But you're like, okay, you have to expand. So Justin has lived in Issaquah his whole life. Well, since he was 3. But he drove around and started looking at spaces. And this is the old Elements massage space that back then sat vacant for 1.5 years, I believe, which you would never see a vacant space in Issaquah now. So then we came in and did a complete design build. And that's how Sweet Bee Hair and Skin Lounge came to play.
It's so awesome having a spa in Issaquah. Hey, that rhymes. It was meant to be. Walking in here, between the decor that you guys picked, the color, it's calming, it's a cool spot, it's got everything, which is...
We do a little bit of everything because we have full hair services. So we are sitting here in the salon where Megan does beautiful hair. She does my hair.
Well, yes. But the treatment rooms are in the back, naturally, for privacy purposes.
They're going to see them in one of these episodes.
Okay. If I don't chicken out.
Yeah. Brazilian curious one.
I am a little bit curious, but I keep saying that curiosity may kill my cat. I'm a little worried about it, but it'll be fine. What could happen?
We've got lots of time.
Well, and that is exactly the point of this, is that there are a lot of people out there that are Brazilian curious and that are curious, don't even know what it is. Maybe it's not for them, or they think it's not for them, or maybe they had a bad experience or whatever it is. And so the idea is to create something that demysticizes what this is and to make it fun. I keep thinking of this as like a book club. There's always the person that read the book, that knows what the author questions were if you have it, like knows the themes and is like totally into it. That would be you. And then there's the person that's like, oh my gosh, did you see the Duke in Bridgerton? He is so hot, and totally gets off topic or goes ahead and asks the questions that are really what everybody wants to ask, but typically don't. So I'm that person that maybe had a little bit too much to drink and went ahead and asked the questions.
Because it's going to get real.
It's going to get real.
And just providing an education, setting people up for success. I've had many clients that have transferred over to our business and they're like, oh, no one ever told me that before, regarding ingrown hairs and exfoliation and just all the little things that you need to know. So I want to set others up for success who may already be receiving Brazilians as well.
Yes, apparently I should not have a shot before my Brazilian. So you'll learn more about that. And learn about Brooke, learn about Sweet Bee, learn about all of the different things that are available. But that's down the road. There is so much to uncover. With this whole first season, talking about really Brazilians, the differences between waxing and sugaring, what Brooke does, what people ask, how it feels, the different types, the whole thing. And there's so many different reasons why people do this. And we're going to talk about that in the next episode. And I basically, I'm in it because I love to talk.
Oh yeah, because you have a nice radio show.
I do have a radio show. Don't ask me to talk. It airs on Tuesdays, and it's also a podcast. And so you can listen, and it's very fun. I have a guest on every week, and it is a great opportunity to have conversations and make connections with people. And that's really where all of this started. Brooke and I making a connection, and you can learn so much It's really fun.
I loved our BNI podcast episode. I was nervous going in, but I was like, I just need to push myself, do something out of my comfort zone. And then when I was there, and Lens Media Group was our fabulous, their producer. What would you call? What do you call?
Yeah, they're producers.
Yes, producers, but they just made everything comfortable. You made things comfortable. And then when it came out, it was the most listened to.
I think it still is.
Is it?
Yes. Are you kidding? People want to know about this. And like I said, it demystifies. That podcast is called Plateau Partners Pulse, and it features about 30 different members of our group. And it was really fun because so often people don't have fun when they're talking about their business. And while it's important to take what you do seriously in terms of like the work and the business, I think it's really important not to take yourself too seriously. And it pulls back the curtain. And all of these interesting metaphors that I'm using, pulling back the curtain, uncovering. Oh my gosh, there's just so much to go with this. And actually, this is exactly what we found with that podcast episode, that there is so much to discover about this process. And it just seemed a natural fit for a podcast.
And we just had so much fun. We have fun together.
We do have fun together. We definitely do. So, let's see. Between Two Cheeks, it is meant to be informative. It's meant to be fun. It is meant to uncover, do a deep dive. I don't know, there's just so much. And
that's why you're on this show, Stacy.
Well, yes. And you can not only listen to the podcast, but this is also a YouTube channel or show or whatever it is. So you have to make sure to not only listen, but also watch.
For all my lovely clients that were so excited about this, you have to go see YouTube. I have no mask. I have my makeup done, my hair done. This is huge. And then for everyone who's been new and has never been able to see my face because I've been dressed like Dexter greeting them, you'll want to see what I look like too. I can clean up pretty nice with the help of Michael Bruce, image consultant. Oh,
look at her. She's gorgeous. So definitely check that out. Listen to the podcast and listen with girlfriends or maybe by yourself, maybe a little you time. And
with some wine.
With some wine. And you can also follow the Instagram account, which is Between Two Cheeks podcast. And where can they get information on Sweet Bee?
We are on Instagram and Facebook with Sweet Bee Hair and Skin, but it's sweet as in SUITE, not to be confused. And then our website, sweetbeehairandSkin.com. And then you created an Instagram.
Right, which is the Between Two Cheeks. So
as well. We can have a link tree.
We can totally have a link tree. So anyway, continue to watch, continue to listen, continue to follow the adventures of Brooke and Stacy as we uncover all of the secrets about Brazilians.
And the life of a Brazilian waxer.
We're done.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.